participants to our Success Mastermind for Monday, the 7th of March, 2022. John Lavenia here with you on a beautiful day. I see Gail, there's Lindsay, there's Evelyn, there's Catherine, and there's more people tuning in. So I'm excited. We got lots of good stuff going on. Tonight, by the way, we do have the final week of reviewing and dissertations on the 8 Pillars of Prosperity by James Allen. What a book. This last pillar, by the way, I think I already mentioned to you, I probably spent as much time in the dictionary as I spent reading the damn book. So, so many, very nice words in there. And then, of course, we're going to be starting. So everybody wants to have one in your hand today, tomorrow, like ASAP. Our next book, which is going to be Pitch Anything by Oren Klaff. Pitch Anything. So we're shifting gears. We're going to be getting into a more modern sales psychology book, one of the best I've ever read. So excited about that because look, whatever kind of business you're in, you got to be able to sell, even if you're working, a job, right? So if you're in a job, you sold the employer your services, right? So this is kind of along the lines of Napoleon Hill in his chapter on organized planning from the book Think and Grow Rich, talked about, if you've got nothing else to sell, you're not a merchant, well, then you're selling your personal services. All right. So let's have a plan to do that. Well, in this book that we're going to dive into, Oren gives us his explanation of how he can pitch multi-million-dollar deals to, boardrooms and scary people, right? Scary people in high places, and how he can do that and be cool as a cucumber. So I think that that's something you can all take into your own worlds and do that. So anyway, we do see a few more people tuning in. Welcome, everyone. What was coming up for me was along the themes that we had started right at the end of February, beginning of March. So it's been a week now. Can you believe that? It's March 7th already. Guys, we're going to be doing, St. Patty's Day dances in a week. And then next thing you know, it's going to be Easter bunnies. And then next thing you know, it's everybody's at the lake for summertime and right. So the year's going on. All right. But the idea that was introduced by my friend Catherine, who's here right now, there's Evelyn's phone. But the idea that was introduced by, I'll just mute, that's fine, was the idea of self-sabotage and how to avoid that. And then we jokingly said, well, wait till next time and we'll talk about it. So now the topic will be having patience. Okay. But what's coming up for me today, as I see all you beautiful people, and I think about time going on and being, when we say self-sabotage, what are we actually looking at when we say that we have sabotaged ourselves? We're looking at what we did or didn't do to get to where we're at now. In other words, we're considering the past. So whether that's yesterday, 5 minutes ago, last year, okay, we're still having considerations about the past, saying that I didn't achieve because I got in my own way. And I can see that occurred because it's in the past. So while it seems like we're looking to achieve more and turn over a new leaf going forward, if our considerations are mostly on what we did or didn't do in the past, what do you know happens when you focus on something? Well, you get more of that, right? So what we've got to do then, because now it's the 7th of March, right? We've got to, as in the Bible, it says, let the dead bury the dead. We've got to be able to sort of hit a reset button and say, well, moving forward now, I make these vows of amendment, not as the same ne'er-do-well or, person who didn't accomplish stuff yesterday, 5 minutes ago, whenever it was, but right now, meaning in present time, I accomplish these things because I'm no longer identifying with or as the failure. It's one thing to have missed the mark, and who doesn't? It's another thing to identify as the person who misses the mark. Understand, this is not a where we release ourselves of all responsibility. No, we accept responsibility for what we've done or not done, but we also, knowing that we're a responsible person, we know that all of our power to accept responsibility moving forward, all of that exists in present time. So we've got to get in present time with all this stuff. I have found, and this is again something we've talked about before, but let's say you had a high necessity level, an emergency condition, something in present time where it required you to get out of your own way and get something done. Now, okay, less time for navel gazing. In other words, wondering maybe I should. A lot of all this introspective thought and introverting, and right, no time for that. No time for Q&A. No time for indecision. We've got to act now. Okay, so in present time, when the stakes were high, so to speak, you didn't self-sabotage, did you? No. So all this internal dialogue, all the considerations, which lead to what? Indecision. I asked one of you once, because you said you were experiencing indecision. I was like, well, what are the component parts of indecision? And the answer that we came up with was considerations. Considerations, right? Yeah, I'm still considering stuff. What about this? What about that? That's called indecision. All right. So what if we just got rid of all the considerations and we just decided in present time, I no longer identify as that. Yes, that occurred. And yes, I showed up at the scene of the crime. But right now, what can I get done right now that would demonstrate not only to the world, but to me, that I am the on-purpose person? That I am, as Wallace Wattles talked about, the advancing man or woman, the person who's about advancement. And therefore, anyone who's in contact with me now, good news for them, because I'm about advancement. So I advance all who are doing business with me, in contact with me, whatever it happens to be. So as that person, which doesn't take, you don't have to sit there and there's no other considerations about it, right? But as the high accomplishment person, you find, what can I do to move the needle right now? And therefore substantiate that you're going in the right direction. You see, it's one thing to have delayed gratification and thinking, well, yeah, my goals are I think pretty far off because I don't have all these other things in place. Okay, so what is the one thing that you could put in place right now that would substantiate that? Sometimes, my friends, it comes down to something as simple as just putting it on your calendar. That's a decision. Right now, we're having this meeting, okay? And so that was on my calendar. Now, I didn't have to make that decision today because I had made it prior. So that's a benefit, right? That's a time saver. There's no considerations around it. There's no indecision. It's already there. There's the fact. Look at the data on the calendar. Now we know what to do. Awesome. Great time saver. Okay. So what if you just did that? What if you just said, here's one thing that I can't accomplish in its entirety today, but I'm going to put it on my calendar. Maybe it's a recurring thing. Maybe it's something where you can break it down in chunks. And Shannon talks about this for our CEO Freedom members. She talks about block scheduling. So this is being proactive, by the way. This is not you being the victim. All right. This is where I'm going to take responsibility for my time moving forward. So in present time, right now, I'm going to say that this unit of time here, this afternoon, tomorrow, whatever it happens to be, this is going on my calendar. And so now I'm deciding that now in present time, you see. And so I don't have to make that decision later. So there it is. And here is the product of that time. So in this period of time, here's the bite-sized chunk that will be rendered done. All right. So here's the product of that time. We're going to produce something, and the product shall be accomplish such and such. Decision made. There's a side benefit to this, though. The side benefit is now, even before you got the product, okay, the side benefit is that you just demonstrated to yourself that you're a decisive person. So you're no longer identified with or as the person who, I screwed up, I got in my own way, I self-sabotage. I mean, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, because when I feel esteem, right, I do better work. My stats go up. Right? When I'm enthusiastic about myself, well, that enthusiasm occurs and it leaks out beyond just me, right? It's a great way to what? To attract the right kind of people, the people who are also about advancement, the people who are also about making decisions, getting stuff done. We've got people here who, right here in this group, who you're working with, let's say, prospects, leads, people who they could buy your products or services, right? I see here's Mandy, right? She's got benefits to offer people, and she knows how to do those things, which most people don't know how to do. I don't know how to do what Mandy does. She's really good at stuff. I'm good at different stuff. Okay, so what if I was a potential client for Mandy, just hypothetically here, and I got in communication with Mandy and saw what she had to offer, but and this doesn't have to be spoken outwardly, but the vibrations are there nonetheless. And she was kind of, well, I'm not sure if I can really, well, yeah, maybe. I'll try. Ooh, I'm not convinced. For some reason, I'm not sold. It's something about this person. She's not sold. Change it up. Okay. Now I'm a potential client for Mandy, and I show up and she knows what to do. I don't know what to do. I've got a problem with my accounting, my reporting, my whatever, right? And this person's like, well, you know what? I guarantee we can help you, because that's exactly what we do. Like, exactly solving that problem. In fact, that's all we do. I live and breathe this stuff. So here's the package that you need. And would you like to use Visa or MasterCard for that? Visa. All right then. Right? Sold. It wasn't like there was no doubt in there. There was a level of enthusiasm, knowingness, certainty that was communicated. She didn't have to say, thanks for letting me lean on you a little bit, Mandy. I love you, so I'm going to lean on you. She didn't have to say, I am certain, and I am applying the certain way, and you should be certain too. She didn't say any of that. She said, you want to use Visa or MasterCard? So we went right past. We're going to get more into this with like Oren Klaff with the next book too. She went right past any of the hurdles that so many people think they need to jump over, or like the customer's going to have to jump over. All of it was just presumptuous. Of course, you're talking to Mandy right now. You're not talking to some schlep on the street. I know that this is my world, man. Welcome to my world. We're going to get this done. I'm going to save you a bunch of time. And what do people want, right? Whatever the offer is, whether we're talking about something very left brain, like accounting and reporting and stuff like Mandy likes to do, or we're talking about something, more right brain, creative, right? But what do people want in life? They want advancement. It's exactly what every author, my goodness, from James Allen to Wally Waddles, Napoleon Hill, it's the same truth. Who's showing up? Who's showing up are people who want advancement. That's your customer. And we can break that down into all the many forms of advancement in life and whatever, in commerce, right? So like in my world, right? Let's say in the world of marketing and sales and business, online business and stuff. What do people want? More money and less time with less effort. That's every offer. Every offer boils down to that. More money and less time with less effort. So let's take a look at that. So more money, all right, are these methods more lucrative? I can make more money. Okay, that's good. Less time. Can we accelerate? Can we make expedient some things? That's good, right? Less effort. Is there systems? Is there ease, comfort, automations, right? My goodness, you put all three of those things together, and I mean, who's not buying? I guess somebody who just hates themselves, masochist or something, or someone who can't hear you. They are identified with and as their problem, and that's their identity. Don't you friggin' dare solve my problem. Don't you dare solve my problem. This is my identity, man. I'm a victim. Okay. Right. Or someone you couldn't connect with because you're just emotionally so far apart. Right? Higher or lower, right? So here's the person who wants their problem solved, and you're not sure you can solve it, right? So you're somewhere here in I don't know, fear or something, and they're like, charging forward enthusiastically in life. You're not going to connect, right? Or other way around, right? they're pissed off, angry, whatever, and you're like floating on a cloud of bliss or something, you're not going to connect. And since all sales are based on emotion, not just logic, not logic, we substantiate with logic, but based on emotion, you're going to have to kind of meet them where they're at and just a little bit higher. This is a big topic, by the way. Okay, I know we're talking about self-sabotage right now, but one of the things you could do if you're looking to induce cooperation from others is to not sabotage yourself into unawareness. By your unawareness of where they're at emotionally, that's I guess that's another way you could kill the whole communication, sabotage, right? Because you're not hearing them. You're not hearing them. There's a and this is why I often say that you want to know, you want to be sold yourself. You want to know your offer to the point where you don't need to look up the spec sheet. I mean, you know everything about that offer. I mean, especially if you're originating it, right? In my case, I do a lot of consulting, with products and offers that I did not originate. So what do I have to do? What do I have to do before I get in communication with a customer? I have to sell myself the offer, like go through it top to bottom, drink it up, right? So I know everything about that offer. So this way I can do what? I can extrovert. This way I can not self-sabotage and not be an obstacle, not be a liability to the potential transaction, but be an asset to that transaction. And the way I'm an asset to that transaction is because I have enough attention, because I'm already good. I know what the offer is, right? I have enough attention to put on you. And now I can hear you rather than introverting and thinking, oh, I don't know. I had it was Friday. I had no, I'm sorry. It was Saturday. I had a meeting with a client, potential client. And the end result of this meeting was they're in. They want to buy. It's not inexpensive. It's way more than $10,000 worth of stuff that they want to buy in terms of coaching services and all this. And what they said to me, and Shannon, she was in on this as well. They said, I've talked to many coaches. I've spent probably $30,000 in the last year on coaching and this and that. And this is the first time anyone's ever listened to me and actually communicated with me and heard me. And so what I thought was, well, the first thing was, wow, that's tragic. Okay. And then the second thing was, well, yeah, of course we do, because that's what we do. And then I put those two things together. Well, that's tragic. And of course, yes, here we do that. Right. And then I thought, wow, what a gap between what this person's experienced up to this point versus what they just experienced with us. For us, it's a matter of course. Well, yeah, of course, we listen to you. I don't even know. I mean, what do you want? Right. So tell me what you want. And what's your problem? Right. And then maybe we can, put these things together and come up with solutions, which we can. Okay. But I mean, I can't properly assist somebody if I'm not, willing to hear them or able to hear them. So I would venture, just to bring it back to something I think which is relevant for everyone here. Okay. Because you may not be selling high ticket coaching packages, but are customers good for business? Yes or no? They are. Okay, great. So we all agree on that. Okay. So when we talk about the idea of self-sabotage, then anything that would allow you to have more customers or more production, more profitability, right? That would be the opposite of self-sabotage, right? That would be you progressing and advancing in life. Okay, good. So then as it relates to any problem that you have in your life right now, okay, would money and production and higher statistics, would that be something that could solve your problem? Yes. Okay, great. Well, then unapologetically, what I'm going to suggest each of us do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what, if anything, is getting in between me or getting in between the customer and the the end result of them participating fully and wanting to do business with me. And if that's me, if there's something I need to change about myself, well, then let's take inventory. Let's look at that. And we can look historically and we could see, well, I got in my own way. I self-sabotaged on that case, and let's learn from that. But then let's go ahead and make some new decisions in present time. So showing up now, from this moment moving forward, I, Catherine, Daisy, Edward, Evelyn, I show up as the ideal version to my ideal target audience. I'm not all things to all people. No, but to that ideal target audience, I show up as the ideal solution to their problem. I am an asset to that potential transaction. I am no longer self-sabotaging. I am an asset, not a liability. And then with each little win, you substantiate that, you see the statistics rising. And I know a lot of you have already done this, so I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir with some of this stuff, but there's subtlety in this, you see. There's little things where sometimes, and I'm not going to open this can of worms now, but sometimes people can push your buttons and send you back into the habitual, now I'm reacting, right? I don't know if you've seen that too. But if we could just be as objective and in present time as possible, the two pretty much go together. Okay. Subjective is all your thoughts. Objective is stuff you can see and touch, right? The more objective we can be and in present time with it, the more we can be independent of those buttons that get pushed. This is a huge topic. Okay. But I think just keeping with the theme of self-sabotage and how to avoid or overcome or sidestep it, this would be good. This would be a good thing where we can really listen to people and find that we show up as assets in their life. Now you're about advancement, and you heard them. I was actually a little bit surprised with that client who said we're the first people that listened. To me, it seems so simple. So here's another thing that you guys can acknowledge yourselves for is the fact that you listen. Because I know you do. My goodness, you're listening right now. You showed up here. But the fact that you can have actual two-way communication going on, that I hope you do, that you acknowledge someone before you retort, even if you disagree. I understand. I hear you. Thank you for sharing that, right? That doesn't mean you agree. That just means you heard them. That changes the whole communication. Then I've gone pretty far down the road with all that kind of stuff. But I think just you guys, some of you have been hanging around with me for over a year, right? I mean, this is some of you a lot longer than that. Just the fact that to do this as well, you have like no competition. I was talking to this person, they'd spend tens of thousands of dollars on coaches who never listened to them. What the F? What? I guess the other question is, why'd you give them the money? I mean, what were you buying? Think. Okay. Anyway, I'm done talking. I love you guys. Who's got some thoughts on this? I see Virginia, Mandy. We got Catherine here. We're missing some of our usual suspects. Evelyn, come on out, my friend.
Oh, hi.
Right.
Sorry about the moving background. I hope it doesn't give you vertigo.
No, it's all good.
So what I got out of what you're saying, I really heard you, John. I'd like to acknowledge that I did hear you.
Well, now I know.
Yeah, it's very important to connect that circuit with people. Say, yeah, I hear what you're saying. And, just that struck that. So what I hear you saying is that's so important to hear. For me, it is. But what I got out of what you just said was that when I get into my own head and I start to self-sabotage and say, well, I've been missing the mark. I haven't been making it. And to get out of that, I need to say, okay, Evelyn, I hear what you're saying. I heard what you said. You said that you're feeling deficient because you didn't reach this goal yet, but this is a different day. I need to have that internal dialogue. That's what I got. Thank you.
Beautiful. Just that time shift changes the whole truth of it, right? So like we were talking about, right? So yes, you missed the mark. I got it. That was the past. That's not now, right? So just now, okay. And the fact that you're conscious of it, you get to be powerful. You get to be awake.
It doesn't take long to do it. It's like a really small thing, but it's very powerful.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I think these books are rubbing off, guys. What do you think? I think we're making progress here. Evelyn. Awesome. Evelyn, definitely dig in on this next book, this Oren Klaff book. All right. Dig in on that. Pitch anything. Good stuff. All right. Who else? Who else? Let's have some more people out here. Thank you for the little outside tour, Evelyn. I see Catherine's here. Daisy, Edward, Gail, Giovanna. All right.
I'll go.
Hey, Virginia.
Hey,
I was
because
just thinking of you the other day.
I am multitasking today.
Oh, my goodness.
I am posting my cookie recipe of the week. I didn't put it on JLSM
What
yet.
kind of cookie is it?
Angianetti lemon crinkle cookies.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my
A lemon cookie.
Yeah, you know what? I was in Felice's pork store, which is Italian deli, essentially. They call it a pork store for some reason. But you probably knew that, right, Virginia? No?
Pork? Are you saying P-O-R-K, like pig?
Pork. Yeah, pork.
Oh, no,
Yeah, I was in Felice's pork store here in Clearwater, and they had every Italian delicacy you can imagine. They were selling pinoli cookies, so I thought of you. They were selling a tray of pinoli cookies for $30 friggin' dollars. 30.
Hey, those pine nuts are expensive.
And the almond paste, right?
Oh, and the almond paste. I make my own.
Oh, okay. You were saying.
I was saying that, oh, here we go. So next Saturday's post is going to be cat's tongue, lingua de gato.
Mm-hmm.
Usual names. And I'm in got to get it done mode
Mm-hmm.
because next Saturday I drive to Albuquerque. So I don't have time to do any of the self-sabotaging. I don't have time to take a nap like I'd like to. You know, I don't have time to do a lot of these things. I just got to get, I'm already a day behind, but I'm got enough cushion that everything's going to work out. So it's like, get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. So that I can, and now I'm thinking, just take this whole all-in-one computer monitor because it's got everything and take my other one too, instead of taking my laptop because I'm used to 2 monitors and I'm going to be gone for 3 months. So I have to have my normal routine also there that I'm normally doing. So yeah, so it's get it done mode.
Beautiful. No luxury of, Q&A and, endless deliberations. Very nice. And refresh my memory while you're going for 3 months.
Because I'm taking a real job for 3 months. I'm working for a hospital, Presbyterian hospital down in Albuquerque as of 3 months. And they're going to pay me like unbelievable amounts of money to do that, as a temporary person. So yeah, I'm going to take the money and I'm going to be saving the money. And then when I come back in June on the rest of the year, I can not worry about any overhead or stuff because I've taken care of that already, paying off business expenses and things like that.
Well
so I can just go fast forward towards my businesses.
Take the money. I like it.
Darling, yeah.
Well done. Well done. And that's been the theme with a few people. Sometimes, Virginia, I hear from people who say, you know what, I was looking to get out and then I started this other thing and suddenly the original thing that I was looking to get out of is exploding. Well, you're in the flow, right? So, yeah.
That's doing well too. Well, thanks.
Thank you, Virginia. Right. Who else is no longer sabotaging themselves? Who would like to stake their Lindsay?
I'm not sabotaging myself. Done. It's on the done list. I'm not doing that.
Done. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I missed the mark. Today's a new day. The goal, I missed the mark, but the goal will still be achieved.
Right.
So
yeah.
That, and as long as I don't have anything in between the thought and the end, I don't have the indecision or then it has to, by law, it has to be done. So, yeah.
Good times. Lindsay, if there's anything I could do to help you get it done, let me know. I'm here
Thank
for you.
you.
Okay. All right. Any other thoughts on this? No other thoughts? All right. So here's what you want to do. And I would highly recommend you do this. Finish these last 2 chapters of the book, 8 Pillars of Prosperity. Assuming you've read, the first 7 pillars, because we're going to dig into that tonight. It's got some profound ideas which go along with this whole theme that we've been talking about here today. So that's going to be some nice icing on the cake. Grab a copy of Pitch Anything. And also remember that we do have public who participate in our book study. So jlsuccessmastermind.com/books, and they can get just on the list. I send out a weekly email. I'm going to go ahead and send it out as soon as we're done here. Just letting people know, the time, and here's the Zoom link, and here's the next book and all that. So that's going to be there for you as well. I think that's it then. If nobody else has anything, go forth and prosper. I'm really excited about everything you guys are producing in March in all your various businesses, and look forward to seeing you all tonight if you're able to be there live, and if not, I will see you back here tomorrow. You guys have a great day. Bye for now.